Hey gang, I have another story for you. This one I just came across. And this one, look, for all of you law enforcement officers that may watch my videos or are watching this one, if you get upset because people are standing on the sidewalk recording you, I want you to listen and watch this story right here very, very carefully. Because these cops blatantly try to hide their crime of animal abuse. Animal abuse. And they try to hide it. Watch and listen and know that this is why we record you from the sidewalk. Because we can't trust you. We cannot trust law enforcement officers to hold themselves accountable. Can you turn off my camera, dude? That's what you're going to see right here, right now. WSOC TV brings us this story. A Salisbury, North Carolina police officer accused of mistreating a canine during training has resigned. The Salisbury Police Department said the canine handler acted inappropriately when disciplining a police dog. Channel 9 anchor Allison Latos broke the initial story earlier this month. The video at the center of the investigation shows Officer James Hampton placing a collar on a 4-year-old canine, Zool, then lifting the dog off the ground using the collar. After struggling to get the dog into the back of a vehicle, the officer appears to strike the animal. In a release, the police department said the USISS agency investigated the incident. The department said Hampton acted in a manner entirely inconsistent with his training and violated police department policy. He was recommended to be fired, but he resigned.
We're good. No witnesses. We're good. No witnesses. Jay! Is your camera on?
No, my power's off.
I think mine's on. Hey, you can put my cameras on. Just to prove. Camera? Huh?
The Salisbury, North Carolina Police Department released the following statement. The Salisbury Police Department appreciates your patience and passion regarding the recent release of a canine training video. The extensive investigation by a third-party agency, the USISS agency, has concluded. In an effort to restore and maintain the public confidence that has been detrimentally affected by this incident, the Salisbury Police Department would like to share that Officer James Hampton was Canine Zool's handler and was the officer depicted in the video engaging in inappropriate discipline of Zool. The police department's review determined that Officer Hampton acted in a manner entirely inconsistent with his canine training and had violated police department policy. As a result, he was recommended for termination. The police department followed its disciplinary process, which requires that an employee subject to termination be afforded a due process hearing. Following that hearing, and prior to the police department formalizing any disciplinary action, Officer Hampton tendered his resignation, effective immediately. The police department did not incentivize or otherwise request Officer Hampton's resignation, which he tendered as a matter of right. While we understand the calls for the officer's immediate termination, city employees are afforded due process, which ensures fairness for everyone involved and which can take time. The Salisbury Police Department will continue to review and make the necessary changes to our canine training operations, our policies and procedures that align with industry best practices. What about your policy to cameras? What happens to the cops that are going, hey, turn off the camera, dude. Turn the camera off. Cut. Ample, take 4. What happened to those cops? Did they get punished at all? No. Hey, cut. You know why? Because it's the blue gang. That cop wasn't going to be fired anyway. After the hearing, the FOP and the union, all of them would probably go, just give him an unpaid suspension for 2 weeks. That's what they were going to do. I know they said they recommended termination. I know that they wanted to terminate the cop, but they weren't going to terminate him. Come on, we all know that, or maybe they were. I don't know. I just don't trust law enforcement anymore to do the right thing. Especially when you got 2 cops sitting behind the camera going, turn the camera off. Dude, turn it off! And then the cop who's abusing the dog goes, no witnesses. Yeah, there's thousands of witnesses now because you're all over YouTube, Hampton. You hampered your career. Anyway, he's going to be a cop somewhere else. He'll be abusing. But the real question, and just now that I thought of that, how many people has this guy abused? How many people has he sicked his dog on for no reason? How many suspects has this guy beaten or slapped that were handcuffed? How many people has he tased that were just standing there like this and they got tased by him? How many? That's a question we want to know. How many people has this guy abused as a police officer? And now he's going to be a cop somewhere else abusing more people. And the 2 cops who wanted to turn off the camera are going to be out there abusing people's rights and going, turn the camera off, dude. What do you all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos, that's law enforcement officers, to include those that like to turn the camera off when they beat dogs, and from coast to coast.